Back to the Kristin Omdahl Show. This is episode 940, and we are live in Southwest Florida on the floor in my studio, and you may be wondering why, and I will explain why in a minute. But in the meantime, if you're joining me live, please say hello. If you are crafting this morning, let us know what you're working on. And if you have questions for me, please always feel welcome to ask. I am going to try to read the comments on my computer, and if that doesn't work, I'll put my glasses on. Good morning, Naomi, Marla, Leona, Lisa, Grace, and Joe. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hi, Eve and Carla. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Hi, Judy and Terry, Marla, Lori, and Nora Sue. Good morning. Something occurred to me this morning when I was doing my hair. I did my rope braid twist, or the rope twist braids this morning. I don't know if you can see, and I did a couple of different things with it this morning. First of all, I parted my hair on a diagonal back here. I don't know if you think that looks interesting or not, and I didn't really stick around long enough to see if it was good or not, but I like the idea of making a soft part in the back, partly because my hair is fine, so it doesn't really have a lot. It has less volume in the back than it even has in the front, especially in a hairstyle like this. So I don't know, you tell me what you think, but I thought it was a little more interesting having a soft part and a vague part, so to speak. And then I realized one of the reasons why I think I like this style of braid so much, and it's yarn related. So when you're twisting a hank of yarn, you're twisting in one direction, then when you bring the two ends together, it twists up on itself, and it's because you twist the individual pieces in one direction, then twist them around each other in the opposite direction, and that's exactly what you do when you make rope braids. I know, it's kind of vague for me to say it and not show you. I'd have to take my hair down to show you. So I do really want to show you the technique for twisting this style of braid one of these days soon. I don't know if you can see this. It is just two pieces of hair that you twist around each other. I'll show you the other one too. It's two pieces of hair that you twist around each other, but what gives you the volume and the texture is twisting the individual pieces one way and then twisting them around each other the other way. So I promise I will show it to you sooner than later. I just don't want to take my hair down to show you right now because I'm sitting on the floor for a better reason than that. Hi, Donna and Edna. Hi, Judy. And thank you, Lori. I love being creative with everything. I love being creative with food. I love being creative with hair. Love being creative with yarn. Like, what don't I like being creative with? I don't know, nothing. I like being creative. I like being creative across the board in my entire life. So it is fun, and I appreciate you being interested in what I share. Thank you. Thanks, Lily. Hi, Val. Wow, so far so good without my glasses. It helps having good lighting. Marlo always wanted to learn how to twist her hair. Okay, then I need to promise you and be accountable for my promise that I will show you how to do it sooner than later then. Hi, Diane. Good morning. Hi, Kiranjeet. For those of you wondering what I'm drinking that Bengal Spice herbal tea this morning with some oat milk in it. Have I mentioned to you my newfound love of savory oatmeal? Oh my goodness, I don't know where this has been my whole life, but I've been making oatmeal savory lately using a homemade onion soup broth as the liquid and then adding fresh spinach, fresh tomatoes, and fresh mushrooms, garlic, and onions, and some nutritional yeast. It almost tastes like risotto to me. I love it so much. Anyway, another side tangent. Okay, so I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before or some other day before that, but someone mentioned when I was going to do a sample sale next, and you know how nervous I get about pulling items and figuring out what should be sold and parted with and what should not. So I figured if there's any chance of me doing it anytime soon, it will be doing it publicly and with accountability with you. If I just put it on my to-do list, it probably won't happen for a long time because I do get nervous about. My question is always, am I going to need this sample again to talk about the pattern again? And so the short answer is always going to be yes. At some point, you should probably talk about every pattern again, right? But at the same time, I run out of space. Like, if you've been following me for a long time, you will remember that I've done a lot of sample sales, right? I have had upwards of, I'll show you the bin that I brought to pull things to this morning. I've had upwards of 10 of these bins filled with sample garments and sold them many times over the years. So, I mean, and I've designed 800 pieces, not that I've sold 800 pieces, because a lot of the designs in my early career were just had to be given to whoever had the rights to the pattern. So I had to give the samples to those companies as well. Oh wow, the lights are above my glasses today, so they're not reflecting. That's got to be a little nicer to see, right? Isn't it annoying when you see the reflection in my eyes? I always think it's better, if someone's going to wear glasses, you want to still be able to see their eyes. Like up there, that's weird, but down here it's a little better, right? I don't know. Anyway, so this whole wall is filled with sample garments, and Jess and I were trying to reorganize it the other day to make room for more sample garments, and we literally ran out of room. And that was 2 days prior to someone asking when my next sample sale was going to be. So you can kind of get the idea that I was thinking that these were signs that, you know, I need to get off my booty and put one together. It just ends up being a lot of work to do it, but oh wow, Marla says that the mirror jewelry cabinet that I have and reviewed recently is on sale for $100 off. And Judy just shared a link to it. That's a wonderful deal. I love my jewelry cabinet. If it wasn't such a pain, I would drag it out here to show you. Besides, we have other stuff to do this morning. What I was going to do is go through these bins, and as I find things that I think would be a good idea for the sample sale, I'm going to put them in this bin. And if we run out of time, fine. If we find if I need more bins, fine. I just don't know where it's going to go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to part with anything, but you can watch me squirm. And maybe you can put in your 2 cents about what you do or don't want me to sell. I doubt there'll be anything you don't want me to sell, but let's see. So like I said, all of these bins are full. Okay, so this is a Ruana that I made years ago in Be So Brave yarn. Isn't that beautiful? This is a knit piece. I don't know, should I part with it? I suppose I should part with it. Okay, I'm going to part with this one because I think that as I'm making things in Be So Easy yarn, I'm going to be wearing that more to promote those more. So I should get rid of this one now. And it's so beautiful that someone else should enjoy it. That's how I always figure out things for myself. Like, should I donate this to the women's shelter? Should I donate this to Goodwill? And if I have a hard time parting with something, I always say to myself, if you're not wearing it right now, someone else can enjoy this right now. And as soon as I put it into the perspective, and this might help you if you have a hard time parting with things and donating things that you don't wear anymore, always try to picture someone else enjoying it right now when you're not enjoying it right now. And I feel like that helps me so much more to be able to donate something. This is a pretty sweater. I don't know how I'll photograph this one. This is a very old sweater that I designed in someone else's yarn many, many years ago before I designed my own yarn. It has a beautiful lace back. It is a cotton blend yarn. That's the back. And this is the front. I should probably part with this one now too. All right, we'll add that to the bin. Ooh, we've got an empty square already. That's exciting. I think I'll keep everything from the Be So Caring book. That means I have to go into this one. Crochet shawls. This one's gonna be hard. I like to keep all of these. Okay, so Shadow Bloom shawl. Oh, do I keep it or do I part with it? I think I should part with this one. I think someone else could really enjoy this one right now. I haven't worn it. I haven't worn it. I think I should part with it. Isn't it pretty? I love all these colors. Look, all that texture. And this is also a good morning for you, even if you don't want to buy sample garments. This is a good reminder of seeing patterns that you haven't seen in a long time. So the same reason why I get hesitant about getting rid of samples is because I want reminders of the patterns to share with you. This is a good pattern reminder day for you as well. So as I say the names of the patterns, if you like this piece and you want to make it, this can also be a good reminder to make the samples. Or you can also get inspired by the color combinations that I put together and decide to make something else in these colors as well. So this is Shadow Bloom Shawl, which is a crochet project in Be So Baby yarn. And I will tell you the colors that I use. This is violet, blush pink, salmon, coral, orchid, periwinkle, indigo, and sugar plum. Okay, you can find that pattern on my website. You can get all those colors of yarn on my website. And I'm putting it in the bin for a sample sale. This was the Infinite Friendship Shawl. Do you remember when we made this one together? Remember I designed this one live on camera one day in my studio and then crocheted it live on camera. Did I do it all in one day? I couldn't have. I think we went live for 5 hours straight while I designed and started crocheting it. So pretty. And these colors, if you're interested in these colors for inspiration, this is Prince, periwinkle, orchid, violet, and eggplant in Be So Baby yarn. Isn't that beautiful? I think this stitch pattern would be wonderful for making a top-down raglan pullover too, or a cardigan. That's something else I wanted to mention to you recently, and it's something that'll be really good for bringing out the board one day. Anytime I share a top-down triangular shawl, it's called the Infinite Friendship Shawl, and Judy will post a link in the video description for these patterns. Judy, this is going to be a big, you know what, if you just want to do it by categories, that'll be fine too. You don't have to do every single piece. Yeah, that was a marathon day. Remember how tired I got too, and my words started slurring, and I anyway, what was I going to go with it? Okay, so thank you, Judy. And so anytime I share a top-down triangular shawl, you actually have the secrets. You have the secret ingredients to do both a top-down raglan pullover and a top-down raglan cardigan. And let me tell you why. Because this double increase down the center is your raglan corners, right? And this single increase that you do at the sides of every top-down triangular shawl is the single increase you do right here for the top of a top-down cardigan. Did you know that? Did you know that? I've been meaning to remind you guys of this for a really long time, because every time you purchase a top-down triangular shawl that has single increases on the side and double increases down the center, which almost every single top-down triangular shawl has. We're not talking about pie increases, we're talking about top-down triangular increases. You always have singles on each side and double increases in the center. You have the secret ingredients on any shawl pattern with that to do the double increase for raglan corners and the single increases for the neck. You can, and within cardigans, you can opt out of the single increases for the neck too. This could get really involved, and we should definitely do this with the board one day. But I just wanted to mention, and we will come back to this, anytime you have a pattern with a top-down triangular formula for increases, single increases on the side and double increases down the center, you have the secret ingredients to use that pattern and those charts for cardigans and pullovers and ponchos and capes and all those other things. Isn't that exciting? And we'll talk about that more. We'll talk about that more in another episode. Yes, who did say that? Rosemary said, could I write that down? Yes, that should be either a blog post, a PDF download, and or an entire show with the board, or maybe all three. But it's really fascinating, And talk about value, right? Once you understand that, that actually makes your entire pattern collection more valuable to you. And I don't just mean the patterns that you've chosen to use of mine. I mean every pattern that you like, you can, or that you own, can become more valuable to you. Gosh, that's just an interesting subject to talk about another time anyway, is how to get more out of your existing patterns. Ooh, that's a great title too. Why do I not have a notebook to write this stuff down? Anyway, this is the Sunny Isles Crochet Shawl. This is one of the first pieces from the first collection of Be So Fine yarn. This is in colorway Sun-Kissed Yellow. Isn't that beautiful? What a fun piece to make, and what fun memories I have of photographing and promoting this the first time I had yarn of my own. So beautiful. And I'm so proud of this edging that I created to pull from the texture of the stitch pattern and create an edging that really just amplifies that stitch pattern but makes it a little more dramatic. So beautiful. Okay, we'll put that in the bin too. Let's do this. If we're gonna do it, let's do it. Okay. Oh, can I part with this one? I don't know. This is the crochet shawl that we made for a crochet along last year. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. You can find it under crochet shawls on my website though. This one's done in Be So Fine bling yarn. How beautiful is that? I love the stitch patterns. This was so fun to design and so fun to teach and make, and I think I still want to do a skirt with this edging down here, but this is so, so beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? It's a half circle in Be So Fine bling. What is it called? Giada. Thanks, Judy. Okay, let's sell it. If I'm not wearing them right now, I need to share them with people that can enjoy them. Period. Okay, this is the Leilani. Another beautiful shawl with a gorgeous flower petal edging. This one is in Be So Baby yarn, and another one that might give you good inspiration just for choosing colors to make your own project. This includes colors peacock teal, aquamarine, princess, and orchid. How beautiful and cheerful and festive are those colors together. This would make a great color combination for a gift, maybe a gift for someone that's not feeling well, or maybe someone that needs a pick-me-up gift. Like, these are just such festive colors. So beautiful. And if you want to make the pattern, it's so fun to make. You're changing color lengthwise and doing the fringe at the same time, which is wonderful for weaving in ends, right? So pretty. And if you wanted to make this quite a bit longer this way, obviously you'd need to double your yardage, but this would make an amazing poncho then too. So beautiful. Or you could make it narrower and make two pieces and make a front and back for either a pullover or a poncho as well. I love this fringe too, Mickey. Such a fun fringe. I love this piece. That's the Leilani. We're gonna part with this one and give it a new home as well. Don't think I can part with that one yet. Can I or can't I? Oh, this is already getting hard. This is the Molten Lava Shawl in Be So Fine yarn in color Parisian Bordeaux with crystals in the edging. How beautiful is this, huh? I have shown this one so many times. If you are looking for a top-down triangular shawl to make, I highly recommend it. It's an easy to memorize stitch pattern. The edging is absolutely stunning. It matches the double increase down the center spine. Like, this is a showstopper shawl. So beautiful. Keep in mind, if you're intimidated by a #1 fingering weight yarn like this, the Be So Fine yarn that I used to make this shawl, make it in something thicker. It's top-down triangular construction, which means use a bigger yarn, use a bigger hook, and you'll actually just need to make less rows of it. You could do this in Be So Luxe or Be So Sporty, #2 sport weight. You could do this in Be So Baby, #3 DK weight. You could do this in Be So Vivid, #4 worsted weight, or you could even do this in #5 Be So Easy yarn. You could do this, any top-down triangular shawl you can do in any weight yarn with the appropriate size hook. You'll just have to adjust the number of rows. So thinner yarn, more rows. Thicker yarn, less rows. Okay, so maybe I should redo this in one of the other yarns to show you. In the meantime, I am going to part with this so that someone else can enjoy and love this beautiful shawl right now. That's the Molten Lava shawl. Another prime example for a pattern and chart that once you have it, you can use it for pullovers and cardigans and other things as well. Oh, another one that I love so much. I don't know if I can part with this. This is the Sadie Shawl. It's a stitch sampler. It's a stitch sampler crochet shawl in Be So Baby yarn. This is color lilac, I believe. This is so beautiful. It's so pretty on. I loved photographing this one. It's so pretty. I love it so much. And again, this was in number 3 DK weight yarn. You could work up into a worsted weight or a bulky weight, or you could go down into a sport or fingering. So beautiful. You could make 2 of them and make a poncho. Like if you left a neck hole opening here and then sewed from your shoulders down to your cuffs. If you made 2 of these, wouldn't this make an incredibly beautiful poncho? Look at this. So if you sewed from here to here and just imagine if this had a back as well, wouldn't that make an incredible poncho? And even if you put a belt in there to belt it, it would actually look more like a pullover then. I want one. Yeah, go ahead. Let's just whip up 2 more. Look at that. It would look like it had sleeves and a body. Oh, I want this. Well, you know what I could do though? This might be an interesting example of me redoing it in multiple colors and Be So Luxe yarn, making 2 pieces and making it a poncho. I think that would just be amazing. But in one color would be amazing too. In the meantime, I am going to part with this because someone will love this as the beautiful shawl it is right now. And don't forget, we're talking about pulling things for sample sale today, but you can also be inspired by me pulling these out and using them as inspiration for what you're going to make next. You could make this right now. This is in Be So Baby yarn, and this is pattern Sadie Sampler crochet shawl. Oh, so pretty. This would make an amazing skirt too. If I changed the stitch pattern, let's pretend like this part is gone and that's just the waistband. Wouldn't that be an amazing skirt too? Could redo it as a skirt. Oh my gosh, that would be so beautiful. Oh, so much to do in so little time. Oh man, if only I had 10 pairs of hands. I'm pulling things to do yes, I'm pulling items from my storage bins for a sample sale. This is, which one is this? Oh my goodness. This is called, it's not Lover's Key. This is called the Isla Murata shawl. It's a top-down half hexagon shawl in Be So fine yarn. Isn't that beautiful? And again, any pattern that's a top-down triangular shawl, you can make into a half hexagon. And any pattern that's a half hexagon, you can turn into a top-down triangular shawl. Does that look familiar? If I make one of these 3 wedges disappear, look at, this really is a top-down triangular shawl, but instead of having 2 wedges, it has 3. Does that help? Does that visual help you to understand the slight variation between a triangular and a half hexagon shape? The sale will be on my website, and it depends on how long it takes me to pull it together. Does this make sense? This is a one ball project in Be So fine yarn. Yes. Oops, did I make a mistake, Grace? What do you mean? What's the oops for? What did I do? Oh, maybe I didn't do anything. Okay. Does everybody understand that visual, or do you want me to explain that again? Also, a half hexagon. If you make it longer, this also doubles as a sarong style top. I would need this one to be a little longer for myself at this size. But when I was skinnier, you can see the photographs on my website. It's an amazing halter top. Again, for me at this size right now, I would need more rows and it would need to be longer for it to work. But you get the idea. Interesting. There's 2 repeats and there's 3. That's the only difference between a half hexagon shape and a triangular shape. So again, no matter how many patterns you have that are either half hexagon or triangular, boom, you now have patterns for both. If you can understand this concept, you can turn any pattern you already own, whether it's mine or anyone else's. If it's a triangular shawl and you wish it was a half hexagon, do 1 more repeat. That's it. That's it. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that, I mean, for me to be able to tell you that these simple changes can transform your entire pattern collection that you own now is so exciting. Okay, so what's next? This is a pattern that's not even, oh no, this is Love is in the Air. This is a triangular top-down shawl in Be So Sporty yarn. That one we'll put in here. How much have I lost weight at this point? I think I've lost 13 or 14 pounds. I'm 180 now and I was as high as 193, 194, 195, something like that. I'd like to get closer to 170, so I have about 10 to 15 pounds to go. And I'm not in any rush. I'm not doing any crazy things. I am changing my diet. I have changed my diet and I have done some exercise. I changed my diet before I started implementing exercise. I'm trying to do things slow so that I don't do a crash diet. You know I have an issue with yo-yoing. So I don't know if I can part with this one. But I will say the Lila Berry shawl would be an amazing outfit. Look at this. Here's that double increase down the center. Look at that for a raglan increase. Wouldn't that be a beautiful garment if you did raglan increases instead? But can I part with the red shawl? If I part with this, then you know I have to remake a red shawl very, very quickly. Yes, there's a lot of beautiful reds in Be So Luxe yarn. Someone's saying hot lava. Hot lava. That's not what the name is called. I'm gonna have to look. Oh, I forgot. Go with the Lava Flow. That's the name. Yes, Be So Luxe yarn has a beautiful red called Go with the Lava Flow, and so there's another example. This is a #1 fingering weight yarn, Be So Fine yarn that was used to make a top-down triangular shawl. You want to make it quicker, use a thicker yarn and a bigger hook, and you'll need to use less rows to get the same size. So if you wanted to do this in Be So Luxe yarn, and yeah, go with the Lava Flow and Paint the Town Red are both really gorgeous reds. Then there's a beautiful raspberry called Flat Out Fabulous, and Hello Gorgeous is a bright hot pink. Any of those colors would be a great replacement for putting a bright red pink shawl in my wardrobe. I do love wearing a red shawl with a black dress going out in the evening. I think that is one of my favorite classic looks to wear out to dinner. If you recall, Cameron Diaz wore that at the end of the first Charlie's Angels movie, in the finale when they go to that movie premiere. She wears a red lace shawl over a black strapless dress, and I think that doing that with like simple makeup, hair even pulled back but bright red lipstick to match the shawl, I think is such a classic look. You could do this. Oh, also, anytime you have a pattern that has a double increase down the center, you can also do a square afghan. So any of these could be easily converted into a square baby blanket or a square afghan. Once you know a double increase, you can do top-down raglan or square or work in the round for a square blanket as well. So really exciting. This is not a hard pattern, Lori. This is a very small pineapple stitch pattern, and the way the increases are set up is very easy. As you can see, there's a lot of chain spaces in here. Yeah, red's a great color, especially over black. The fact that I'm wearing black today makes it even better. See how hard I'm having a time putting this in the bin? But I'm not wearing it right now, so I need to picture in my mind how much somebody else would love to wear this. So we will part with it. There we go. Okay. Oh. Remember this one? This one was in 52 Crochet Gifts, right? I can't remember the name of the color off the top, name of the shawl off the top of my head. I know what is the name? Let's go to Crochet Patterns and look. I know it has a name. Let's see what it is. Let's look up shawl patterns. I should show you my computer so you can see how easy it is to search. But I'm looking up sport weight shawl patterns to find it. What is it called? What is it called? Am I not going to find it either? It was also in, believe it was in, there it is, 52 Crochet Gifts, the Trinity shawl. Thanks, Judy. This is the Trinity shawl. This particular sample is made in Be So Sporty yarn, and the edging has Be So Dazzling sequin yarn added to it. How beautiful is that? This is, but if you want to use a reminder for a super simple pattern, this is a top-down triangular shawl in double crochet. That's it. It could not be easier. You could add stripes like I did. You could do it in a solid color. You could add some extra something on the corner. Wouldn't this be great in a top-down, or in Be So Vivid yarn where it changes color for you? That would be so amazing as well. Or you could do something like Be So Luxe yarn that comes in 46 colors and go crazy picking 5 or 6 or 7 colors for this, or do stripes in 2 colors like it's shown here in any of the yarns. It's a top-down triangular. Oh, we have a kitty. Oh, I think he took his secret passageway. So this little secret passageway will take him to my bedroom. Isn't that perfect for kitties? I separated the wall because this room used to be the lanai, I guess, and someone converted it to a room in the house. And so the sliding glass door that used to be the exterior door to the house is still attaching this room to my bedroom, which is weird to have a sliding glass door on your bedroom that goes into the living room. But anyway, I made it work by hiding the wall, leaving the sliding glass door open so the kitties always have a secret passageway. Like if the front doorbell rings, they have a back door to get somewhere safe. So cute. Anyway, back to where we are. So anyway, top-down triangular shawl. You could turn, if you wanted to use this pattern to turn into something else, you've got double increase, single increase, so many things you could do there. You could change this into other yarns to make all sorts of different textures and all sorts of different sizes. Or we're going to part with the sample sale, so someone is going to get to love this handmade beautiful piece as well. So pretty. Okay, so we'll put that in there. This piece I have to keep for a little while, and this one too, so because I'm working on something with those right now. All right, we emptied 2 bins and we're 34 minutes. Oh, my house is catified. Absolutely, Steffi. Everything revolves around the kitty's happiness. I am a bona fide card-carrying cat lady, no question. But I love dogs too, and honestly, if anybody is wondering, because I talk about how much I love animals all the time, and it's obvious, look at how I gush over every wild animal I see when we go to the beach. If I had property, which I dream of owning property one day in my life, I really hope that I get there at some point. As soon as I have a big backyard or property, I will definitely be getting a dog. I grew up with a German Shepherd, and I would give... can't say I'd give everything. That's not fair. I would love to get a German Shepherd puppy and raise him to be my protector and my friend and my baby. That's definitely one of my long-term goals. But in the meantime, living in town with 2 kitties is pretty amazing too. I love my babies. But I just wanted to put it out there. I'm not like a cat-only person. I love cats and dogs and wild animals too. I'm not crazy about reptiles, but they have their purpose. I just don't want to cuddle any of them. Okay, this we were skipping that one. Nope, that's not it. No, I'm not parting with those. Oh, we've got more over here. Oh, we were out of time though today. We're gonna probably have to either come back in here another day this week, or I'm gonna have to keep pulling things, or I could just do mini sample sales as we pull things. We sell them right away, and then we come back in here and we do more. Maybe that's the easier way to do it. Try not to make this such a huge task. When I fill them in, I list them. Does that sound like a better idea? I should do a mini one more often. Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll do that then. Alrighty then, the Christmas tree skirt is done with tech editing. If I can get all of that updated today, I will be releasing the Be So Scrubby tree skirt pattern today. The Simone pattern came out yesterday. I'm not sure if I'll make it into the video studio today or not. I will try. If not, I will be working on more patterns as well. Shipping is going to go out today for sure. So if you have any, Karen wants to know if there's going to be a beach day this week. Probably. Probably. Okay, well, I've got a big schedule today, lots to do. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed this little walk down memory lane. I hope you enjoyed all the little value add tidbits that I added to our conversation. I hope you're excited about the sample sale. And if you have any further questions about anything I talked about today, please always feel welcome to ask. And Judy will be updating the video description with the show notes from today. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Kristin Omdahl Show.